You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
Black and White Sports fans, I must admit, I'm going to get a lot of joy making this video here. I'm absolutely getting a lot of joy making this video because the nightmare scenario for MLB, Stacey Abrams, Socialist Democrats, it came full circle last night. If you guys remember earlier in this baseball season, Atlanta, one of the blackest cities in the United States, was set to host the MLB All-Star Game. But however, because of political pressure, the All-Star Game was removed from Atlanta to one of the whitest cities in America, in Denver, Colorado, all because of the Georgia voting reform that was actually implemented. And MLB felt a lot of pressure to move that game out of Atlanta. And boy, the Atlanta Braves weren't happy about it. And it cost Atlanta over $100 million by moving the All-Star Game. And guys, 30% of the businesses were black-owned businesses, and they were greatly affected by this. However, the Atlanta Braves have now made the World Series. And I know that people were actually rooting for the Braves to make the World Series to enact revenge on Major League Baseball. And it happened. So guys, they're actually going to be playing my Houston Astros in the World Series. Now, I must admit, I'm not rooting for the Braves. I want the Astros to win the World Series. But if the Braves do win the World Series, I'm going to sit back and laugh at Major League Baseball and Stacey Abrams, because they got extremely political and now they can't move the World Series out of Atlanta. Atlanta's going to actually host at least 2 home playoff games in Atlanta, and there is nothing that Stacey Abrams, MLB, can do about it. Check this out, guys. Braves pennant win prompts GOP's Brian Kemp to jab at Stacey Abrams, MLB, over Atlanta All-Star snub. Major League Baseball moved this All-Star game out of Atlanta earlier this year and played it in Denver in a dispute over Georgia's new election law. Folks, sports and politics do not mix. And MLB obviously didn't read anything about the Georgia voting restrictions or voting law, whatever you want to call it, because they were just pandering to socialist Democrats, these Marxist-Leninists out there. This is what they were doing. But however, let's read this. Georgia Governor Brian Kemp wasn't willing to forgive and forget Saturday night after the Atlanta Braves eliminated the Los Angeles Dodgers and won the National League pennant. In a tweet posted shortly before midnight, while much of the Atlanta area was still celebrating the Braves' 4-2 victory in Game 6 of the NL Championship Series, clinching the team's first league title since 1999, Kemp was recalling the events of the past summer when Major League Baseball pulled its All-Star game out of Atlanta and moved it to Denver in a dispute over Georgia's new election law. The main point of that new election law was that socialists don't want people to show their IDs to vote. That's what really triggered these socialist Democrats. But I'll move on. Kemp's tweet took aim at both MLB and Stacey Abrams, the Democrat whom Republican Kemp defeated in Georgia's last gubernatorial election in 2018, who has since made election and voting issues the focus of her continued political activism. Quote, you can see it right here. I'm just read tweet. While Stacey Abrams and MLB stole the All-Star game from hardworking Georgians, mostly black, the Braves earned their trip to the World Series this season and are bringing it home to Georgia. Chop on and go Braves. So the people that were screaming for MLB to move that All-Star game, they're going to be very, very sad right now. And also, I'm pretty sure they're triggered by the Braves actually being the Braves, Native American stuff. I digress. This is going to be funny. Back in April, MLB decided to relocate the scheduled July 13th All-Star game after critics complained that Georgia's election law would adversely affect minority and low-income voters. Others who viewed MLB as bowing to woke political pressure, and they did, and blamed Abrams for much of it, argued that baseball league's decision would ironically hurt minorities by removing the economic activity from 51% Black Atlanta and transferring it to 76% white Denver. And you can see here, that was supposed to be the sign for Atlanta All-Star Game, and they moved it out of there. Atlanta also had 30% Black-owned businesses, the Atlanta Journal-Constitution noted at the time. Abrams continued to receive blame for the All-Star shift, despite arguing against economic boycotts in an essay for USA Today. But her seemingly contradictory positions prompted Kemp to call her, quote, the biggest flip-flopper since John Kerry. Georgia's election law sets an ID requirement for mail-in votes, limits the use of ballot drop-off boxes, and gives the state legislature more control over local level elections, the Journal-Constitution reported. It also expands voting in some rural areas of the state. But, socialists, they don't care about any of that. Unlike Kemp, at least one other Georgia Republican seemed willing to put the All-Star Game dispute behind her. Marcy McCarthy, congratulations, Braves. Who needs at MLB All-Star Game where you can get to the World Series? Now, I'm pretty sure, if you are a fan of the Atlanta Braves, you would much rather take a World Series title, than hosting the All-Star Game. But they should have had both. They already made the World Series. That All-Star Game should have stayed right there. More proof, that that politics and sports do not mix. The Braves will face the American League's Houston Astros, who eliminated the Boston Red Sox on Friday night in the AL Championship Series. Now, guys, let's talk about Rob Manfred here, because he is in a no-win situation at all. If Atlanta wins the World Series, he has to present the trophy to the Braves in front of the Atlanta Braves crowd, if it's actually in Atlanta, and he will get booed immensely. Now, if he has to give the championship trophy to the Houston Astros in Houston, he will get booed immensely for, the whole sign stealing scandal. He will not win. And when it comes to Democrats like Stacey Abrams, they took a massive big L right here, because now there's nothing they can do to get Atlanta not to host World Series games. Nothing that they can do whatsoever. I'm going to be very interested to see what Stacey Abrams has to say about this. That's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and white sports fans, Atlanta in the World Series. The Marxist-Leninists take a massive big L. Massive big L. Stay out of politics. It does not belong in sports. It can go very, very badly. And hats off to the fans of baseball that said, I really do hope that the Atlanta Braves get to the World Series to enact revenge on Major League Baseball, Stacey Abrams, and Democrats. Anyway, guys, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure you subscribe to Black and White Sports, and we'll catch you next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.